Hello, this is May 31st for my project and portfolio 5 class. I am rigging the Aurora character. This is my work in progress for day 1. So I've been working on getting ribbon splines for this guy, or girl, whatever, lizard, dinosaur thing. So I finally was able to get them working. I'm trying to experiment, trying to figure out how to combine them with other systems and get them all working. I gonna have it at least working just for now, but I'll probably be destroying this later on because I'm not sure if the way I'm connecting everything is proper and done. Just want to show you kind of what I've done so far. Now I know this one's the hips right here, which is not supposed to be the cog, which controls the upper and lower body. So I need to make an actual hips, attach it to the actual hip joint, and redo the cog so it controls both. So because I can't control just the hind legs and the tail right now. So the tail, body, and neck have a ribbon spline for them. All the icons for now are all connected to each other. I have the head set up so the head doesn't tilt because I figured as a lizard kind of bird hybrid. Let me show the geo really quick. Textures. It's definitely reptilian, but it has like feathers, almost like basically like a dinosaur. No, never mind. Set this back to 0. Yeah. Okay, get the furs back. Also been kind of water tipped. If you remember from Star Wars, there's that one that Obi-Wan Kenobi in episode 2 and 3, he rides that kind of a iguana creature through like the city. This kind of reminds me of. So giving it ribbon spline so it can do all these kind of maneuvers. Go back. So it can stretch his neck out a little bit. I know it's not a cartoony rig, but I at least want to have him stretch a little bit so he can kind of also do some motions like this. And also when he's like rotating his body, his head will kind of stay still so he can kind of do some wacky stuff. And just doing the default binding pose actually gives this guy actually pretty decent weight blending. So that's basically all I have for this character, is basically just doing the spline case, which was a lot of fun to do. Also having to like figure out different problems, especially like when it comes to like doing constraints. If for any reason you turn this off and you start doing constraints all over the place, you start finding out that you don't have a lot of parent constraint with rotations on, and that'll mess up a whole bunch of stuff. So always remember to reset your tools and kind of go through, because you'll forget something like this and be wondering why in the hell is these things not rotating properly. So I will have a link to my Pinterest board, kind of doing a high-level overview of what I want. Some of the things that I do want. So I want to have full dynamic fur, dynamic fur for all these parts, around his tail, around his legs, and his torso. I'll also be having. I definitely want to have some dynamics in this, where in these kind of spines, so when he like moves to the left, his spines will jiggle a little bit. And also some of these, example like these long ones, or even the spines here, will also have some sine and cosine stuff. Even like the tail, the tail will have I'll have an attribute where we can do some sine, where it'll just dynamically move the tail in and out. The face will have a basic facial rig where you can do some simple expressions like smiling or maybe death. He can also do things like play with his tongue, so he can have it like sticking out if he's dead. You'll have the eye controls, and the for the face also the expressions. I don't think I'll be any more complex than say what like a dog could do. And I'll also have like clusters around his mouth so you can control individual ones. And I'll try to see what implementing sticky lips, if there's enough geometry for that, where when he closes his mouth, his lips will stick a little bit. It also includes for his eyes. I want to see if I can't do a little bit of a fleshy eye, so when his eye rotates, all around here will rotate a little bit, and when if it's possible, if I could actually when it closes, his eyes will stick a little bit as he opens up. Maybe some things also like having like nostril flare, have a little bit of control over the nostril. Maybe even have like a bulge for like if you eat something, I might have like some kind of deformer, so like invisible one, so I can have attributes saying like, oh, here's like a ball going down like his throat, indicating he's eating something. Also, something I really want to do is have the toes being able to do an auto squash. So when he contacts the ground, the flesh will move out of the way a little bit, so it actually like presses into the ground without clipping through it, at least not too much. Yeah, I think that's a good high level overview of what I want to do for this guy. Also, I'll just show you really quick what my outliner looks like. So I'm not exactly sure if this is how like you would like. I'm doing all these like ribbon splines right here, and this is how I have the kind of things organized right now. I'll like say the tail right here, then I'll put like the follicles all down. I'll make sure there's like these bind joints on there. Let's have the geometry, show that. This is what it looks like right now. Also have these kind of say drivers, which will drive the joints on the hair follicles, and then these ones drive these joints right here, these big ones right there. Drive the small ones, and this one drive the bigger one, and that's what allows it to move. Things like that. And I have not done any like corrective weight building. I just done just the bare minimum, just set it, just to get this to work, and so far it's working actually really well actually. Okay, that'll be all for my work in progress for day 1.